And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. It's bright, it's early, it's crisp. Welcome back to the channel. So what happened over the past couple of days? The S&P and ISM manufacturing numbers came out a little hotter than expected. And what did that do? It gave the dollar a little bit of a pump. And that was yesterday, or 2 days ago, in fact. And now we're getting a rejection, still on the weekly, getting a bounce off the green 55. That's good. And as long as the dollar does not take out this level at 103.66, I do believe Bitcoin has a shot back to the bottom side of the range, which is coming in at, call it, first stop at about 16.2, and then the second stop at the 15.8 region. And that is going to be mediated with a bounce on the dollar. I think likely again, the dollar is going to put in some kind of a bounce after this impulsive move down. Where do those bounces typically come in? Right at the 0.5 and the 618. And then we play the game of lower, higher, not. If the dollar can take out this region and start making new all-time highs, then I think, the 14.5 target we have on Bitcoin is very, very likely to get hit. If the dollar loses this region, and starts, next target down is about 101, then I would expect risk assets to play out a bit more of a bounce or a Christmas rally. Since daily volatility is declining, I expect the dollar to play out some more sideways before doing anything. And on the 4-hour time frame, it does look like we're coming down a little bit more. And we could certainly revisit the range low here. And as long as we can put in a low above this level, then I think, bears are still going to be in control. Now, what else do I want to touch on? Yeah, so Bitcoin price action, really quick, we'll just jump into it. We're still on the 4-hour here. A 4-hour closure above 17.3 very likely gets us a bounce up to the $18,000 region, and a 4-hour closure below 16.7. I'm looking for the first target at, again, 16,000, second target at 15.6. I don't think we're going to break the range lows yet. Why is that? Well, open interest is extremely low right now at about 6 billion. And we want to see open interest take a leg up for a more massive move to take place. Another thing noted here on the 5-day volatility, momentum is still crossed to the downside. We are putting in a potential lower high. If we did close a 5-day closure below 16.7, that would, potentially give us, again, the leg down to the 14.5 target. Yeah, so it's, do or die for the dollar here. Is it going to put in a bounce? I think we trade sideways going into next week, and then we have that economic data coming out, CPI and the federal rate hike on the 13th and the 14th. And that'll be the deciding factor for the dollar's fate. Is it going to hold 105 and remain macro bullish and head up to our target of 121? Or are we going to play out the downside? We'll be following it on this channel. And I know things have been extremely boring, however, extremely educational. And, when things get extremely boring, people tend to leave the market. They lose faith. They get bored. They lose hope, when in fact, that is where the greatest opportunities lie and are had long-term if you're a macro investor. So if you stuck around and you're still watching the channel, I pat you on the back. I salute you. I give you the kudos. Thanks for being here. Thanks for liking and commenting and following along. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you all have a blessed and highly favored day. And I'm just going to tap on Bitcoin, the NASDAQ and S&P and Dow and gold and silver really quick. Kind of playing out what we had discussed on the daily time frame. We did not head to the bottom side of the range yet. However, this is all but confirmed in my mind. We could put in another lower high, maybe tap this top side of this box, but ultimately I'm looking for the bottom side of the range to get tagged because there's so much hidden bearish divergence, which is a continuation of trend. And if we do see these start to cross down and price action follow through, well, lower lows looks to be incoming. Now that is NASDAQ. which, by the way, you know, is play out. Nasdaq played out as the dollar fell 10%. You know, Nasdaq played out a 17% bounce. S&P played out a 23% bounce, and the Dow Jones 28% bounce. Now, if it falls back into this channel again, good sign. This was just a bear market rally, which we've been hypothesizing, and price action comes back down, and very likely, you know, traditional markets are going to have a negative impact on Bitcoin's price action. As stocks go down, typically Bitcoin goes down. Now, what else? So yeah, I touched on all those. They're pretty much right where they were the past couple of days, and they look like, you know, downside curvature, a little bit of a double top there on the S&P. Same thing here. You know, again, we could come up and grind out this trend line a little bit longer, but ultimately looking for downside as the economy is contracting, and Powell's going to put the tightener, the wrench on. Is he going to be the Grinch for Christmas and give us a bearish talk? I don't know. But I think that's it for today, guys. Lastly, gold and silver putting in a bit of a rally over the past couple of weeks as the dollar has come down. You know, inverse relationship: as the dollar goes down, gold goes up, and vice versa. So what is gold and silver doing? They both have popped back inside of their weekly trading range. What's the next logical move? Well, a test at the top side of the range. And, you know, first target 18.7, and the second target's going to be about 19.50 for gold. And that's, you know, all mediated with weekly closures. This thing's going to move slow as a snail, typically does, but silver can move a little bit faster. Top side of the range for silver is 28 bucks, and that's about a 25% gainer from today's level, and we're back in this trading range, and that's exactly what you would expect, a test back to the top side of the range. And I would mediate that again with the dollar closure. Below that 103.66, we start to lose that region, and very likely, I think, you know, gold and silver play out a 5, 10, 20% bounce on the high side for silver. And, you know, again, short-term targets, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But this is what I'm seeing in the charts. I hope it is helpful. I hope it is informative, educational. If you got a question, post it in the comments below, and have a great day. Take care.